What is up, guys? Colin, aka Colin Branch here, and today I'm going to be ranting about today's Friday, and and today is my normal daily Friday SML rant day, and today I'm going to be ranting about SML movie Jeffy's Sleepover. Now, this is my fourth SML rant video, and it's also my first one where I rant about an SML movie that has Jeffy in it. And this one was pretty funny. I saw this a while back, but I still remember everything that happened in it better than the Bodyguard one. But this Bowser Jr.'s Bodyguard, but this one I remember a lot because it was pretty funny. So it stars these three characters. I mean, well, there's more, but it mainly stars Mario, Jeffy, and Brooklyn T. Guy. So, anyway, sorry, I have to plug this in because it's almost out of battery. Here we go. All right, so this SML movie, this SML movie starts out with this is like it's so they're in school, and first it's Bowser Jr. It's Bowser Jr. and Cody in two desks, and then Jeffy's over on the other desk, but he's for some reason Jeffy's not in his usual desk. He's in a different desk for some reason, I guess. But anyway, yeah, alright, so the SML movie starts out with the teacher, Jackie Chu, the Asian teacher guy, Jackie Chu. He's at the front of the room, and he's like, he's teaching. He's like, all right, class, today we're going to be learning about the iris in the eyeball. See, and then I think, oh wait, he says this. Yeah, he says, now, most irises are brown, or some people's irises in their eyes are like colors. They're either brown, black, or not black, brown, green, or blue, or hazel too. And he points to his eyes, and he's racist again. He's stereotypical. He says, "My eyes are brown, but they might be hard to see because my eyes are so slant because I'm so Asian," which of course is usually him. He's very racist and stereotypical to Asians. So, oh, and get this: the drawing on the board was of an Asian guy with like Asian eyes like this, slant eyes, and the lines drawn. So it was a pretty stereotypical drawing, if you ask me. So, yeah. Oh yeah, and then Jeffy raises his hand. He says, teacher, I have a question." And Jackie Chu's like, what, Jeffy? And Jeffy's like, what would happen if you shoved a fork in your eye? And then stupid question, but Jackie Chu's like, oh yes, if you shoved a fork in your eye, it would hurt very bad. But we all have two eyes for a reason, which was really stupid, of course. I mean, a really stupid answer, of course. But anyway, meanwhile, Bowser Jr. and Cody are in the back, and Bowser Jr. says, "Hey, hey Cody, what color are your eyes?" And he takes off his glasses, and that was the first time I've ever seen Cody without his glasses before, and his eyes were pretty big, and Junior's like, Cody, I don't think you have an eye color. Which the only reason why was because Cody's eyes were black like Junior's, but he didn't want to say it because he thought Junior doesn't like being racist. But so, anyway, then Cody started talking about how he was going to have a sleepover, and Bowser Junior's like, oh, I want to come, but Cody mainly wanted to do gay stuff at his sleepover, like stuff with Ken, of course, like stuff with his doll Ken that he's dating as a gay relationship, but Junior's like, can I come too? And Cody's like, oh yeah, Junior. Think of it this way: me and Ken in a bowl of whipped cream, and you gotta find a cherry. So whatever, all that gay stuff. So anyway, Junior and Cody have a sleepover, and Jeffy's like, I don't think Jeffy was invited, but Jeffy's like, I want to have a sleepover. That'd be pretty awesome. All right. And so anyway, then he goes home and he tells his dad, Mario, "Daddy, can I have a sleepover?" And Mario's like, a sleepover? Jeffy, why would you want to have a sleepover? And Jeffy's like, hang out, invite some friends over. And Mario's like, you don't have any friends, Jeffy. Or Jeffy's like, yeah, I do. Name one. And then Jeffy's like, and then you'd think he would say Junior or Cody or something like that, but he says, you. And he points to Mario, and he's like, I'm not your friend, Jeffy. And then Jeffy starts crying and throwing a fit because Mario didn't say he was his friend. Kind of like when Mario calls Jeffy a bad boy. So then Mario's like, okay, fine, Jeffy. Yes, I'm your friend, but I'm your dad, so I can't really be your friend. That doesn't really count. And so And Jeffy goes away kind of distraught. He can't have a sleepover. However, he's like, Jeffy goes to his room and he thinks, now who could I call that always answers to everything? Who would be part of the sleepover? Then just like that, he gets out his phone, goes to his phone app to call someone, and calls three numbers. Guess. He calls 911, the police department. But of course, it probably didn't really call it because when he answered, the real cops didn't answer. The Brooklyn T guy, aka the cop, who has a million jobs to answer, he's like, hey there, kid," and then just like that. The next thing that happens is that when the cop Brooklyn T guy says, what's going on? What's the crime? Jeffy fakes a freaking burglary. He's like, Jeffy fakes like a scam or a crime scene. He's like, I told you to get down on the floor, and he says that to the phone. He's like, I told you to get down on the floor. And he does that, and he fakes, I get down on the floor again, and then he fakes like a screaming girl or something like that on the floor, and then Brooklyn T guy is like, oh my god, that sounds like a crime. Don't worry, sir, I'll be over there in 5 minutes. And then the cops come over. He comes to the door, and Jeffy opens the door. He's like, hey, policeman. And then Brooklyn T guy is like, hey, okay, where's the crime? And Jeffy's like, oh, no, there's no crime. That was me who called you, sir. That was you? Yeah, I'm just really done with me. I want to have a sleep, and I want to have a sleepover. So can you? And of course, why would you ask a cop for sleepover? But the cop's like, well, I would, but I'm really busy. Crime never sleeps, But then he gets a call, and that says, sir, Officer Brooklyn T guy or whatever. There's been a robbery at the gas station. We need backup. Some people are shooting at the gas station. We need backup. And he's like, oh my gosh, don't worry, I'll be there in 5 minutes. And then guess what happens? Hangs up. So how about that sleepover, kid? And then obviously not caring about the gas station. So they go in. They go into this to have that sleepover. Mario's like, or Jeffy's like, hey, Daddy, I found someone for my sleepover. Who? And then the cop comes in. Jeffy, you can't have a sleepover with the police. Yeah, I can. He's my friend. And then Mario's like, you can't. No, cops aren't your friends. And then the Brooklyn T guy gets kind of mad, and he's like, are you saying cops aren't friendly? And then stuff like that. And Mario finally agrees. I don't know. I forgot what he said after that, but he finally agrees. Anyway, they have a pillow fight, and they beat Mario. That was a good part too. Oh yeah, the part I'm missing is the part where they want to tell a scary ghost story. Well, Brooklyn T guy has one. He has one in store. Believe me, he has one in store. So anyway, he sits down and he's like, all right, I've got one story, guys. Listen up. And then so anyway, I've got most story memorized. So here we go. So it was one time at a gas station. There were police department or whatever. There were vending machines at the side of the room. I walked up to one, and this is his story, Brooklyn T guy's story. So I walked up to a vending machine. I had $1 left because I had asked this guy, I think his name was Gary. I think his name was Gary. I asked my friend Gary for some money, and Gary's like, dude, I give you money all the time. Why do you need more? He's like, come on, just give me maybe an extra buck, man. Come on, man, just an extra buck. I'll pay you back in quarters later on. He's like, all right, here's $1. And then he's like, awesome. So he goes back to the building and he wants to buy a bag of Cheez-Its. Now Brooklyn T guy loves Cheez-Its, and so he puts $1 into the machine. He's like, one bag of Cheez-Its, please. And he types it in. And just as the Cheez-Its are coming out of the machine, they get stuck. The Cheez-Its get stuck. Has that ever happened to you? It happened to me last week with Doritos. Really, it did. But anyway, oh yeah. What happens next? Oh yeah. Then he's like, man, the Cheez-Its are stuck. Sorry, I don't remember what happened next. The Cheez-Its are stuck. How am I gonna get the Cheez-Its out? So he walks. He's like distraught, man. He's like his cheeses just got stuck in the machine. I mean, what can he do? He can't. He doesn't have another dollar on him, and he can't ask Gary for more money. It doesn't work that way. So he goes over to the side, pretty sad. What am I gonna do? But just then, a little boy walks up to the machine and the vending machines, puts a dollar into the machine, and since that Cheez-Its bag counted as one bag, he gets 2 bags of Cheez-Its. His bag of Cheez-Its and Brooklyn Tea Guy's bag of Cheez-Its. So Brooklyn Tea Guy is like, hey, that's not fair, and he walks up to the boy. And he's like, hey, little boy, that's my bag of Cheez-Its. You stole my bag of Cheez-Its. And the boy's like, no, I didn't. This is my bag. And he's like, no, that's my bag. That I paid for, but they got stuck. And he's like, now, you're just a grumpy old man. Go away. These are my bag of Cheez-Its. And he's like, oh, no, you don't. These are my bag of Cheez-Its. They start yelling. They start arguing, all that. So they're arguing. Then the mom comes over, and he's like, hey, what's the problem here? And the cop goes up to the mom, and he's like, yeah, we have a problem. Your little bastard son, yeah, forgive me for saying that, stole my bag of Cheez-Its. My bag of Cheez-Its. And the mom's like, the mom looks at the Brooklyn Tea Guy and doesn't really think of it as a crime scene. She thinks he's just a psycho old man trying to steal the boy's Cheez-Its. And he's like, you better back off my son. And then this makes Brooklyn Tea Guy really mad. So he starts strangling the kid. He starts strangling him in his little hands, and then drops the kid. And he's like, but the kid has an iron grip on the Cheez-Its. He's like, I'm not giving them back these Cheez-Its and all. Anyway, so so he's about to say, I'm out of here. Just let your son keep them. I don't really care. But then he goes up to the mom, and he sniffs some. He smells a bit of weed on the mom's face. She's been smoking some weed. So he's like, ma'am, you've been smoking weed. And she says, so what's it to you? And boom, he starts arresting her. He gets out his handcuffs, and boom, he starts arresting that woman. Like, boom, you're being arrested. And so she goes to jail, and the child goes into foster care because he didn't have a dad, which was pretty sad. And Brooklyn Tea Guy now had 2 bags of Cheez-Its. So anyway, he rode back in his police car. He drove back to his house, and then just as he stopped before he went into the house, got out his Cheez-Its and choked him down, and just swallowed those Cheez-Its into his mouth. But then, pretty soon, they were all gone. And he was pretty sad about that. But he wasn't sad for long. And do you know why? Because he had another bag of Cheez-Its. Boom. And that was his story, apparently. So sometimes you get rewarded double, apparently. I guess that was the lesson. So you just gotta watch out for yourself, though. You might still get in trouble. But I guess he didn't get in trouble after all, actually, by the mom. So anyway, so he's like, yeah, that was my story. And get this, that story was animated by Nintendo, a guy who does SML animations. So he's like, that was my story, but Mario and Jeffy have already fallen asleep. And so then he's like, well, this is a boring sleepover. Hey, and he tries to call the guys at the gas station. Hey guys, you there? But they're already dead, of course. So he's like, well, never mind. He just leaves. So and then that was the end. So all right. So that was the end. So okay, right? Sorry, guys. I would show you. I would do as usual to show you a clip of the SML movie or a couple clips, but I am into 14 minutes right now, and I want to end this video right here because I want to edit this as soon as possible. So hope you enjoyed this SML rant video. I'll put a link to the description below, so if you want to see it yourself. And with that being said, I will see you guys next time.